got Chapter 5 galleries in Creative, a huge announcement on the first-person device, and tons of new stuff in LEGO Creative. Okay, first let's start with some exciting news about the first-person device. So right now, it's an experimental device. Like, look, when I place it down, you get a little message that says, experimental asset. Basically, that means you can't publish islands with this device until a certain date. Now, in case you haven't seen it, it's a really cool device. It makes it actual first-person where you can do reloads and you see the animations. Like, here's the pistol. Like, so I showed this off before in another video. They've actually come out with a date when this is going to release. They officially announced the other day that the first-person camera mode device is coming on December 11th. So a lot's happening in December. We get a new chapter. We get chapter 1 island returning, which is crazy. I'm excited for that. And it's like permanent game mode. And then we're getting the first-person device right here. And at Jogo, we've already been working on an insane map that's going to drop in first person. It's really cool. But plan on December 11th being a huge update for creative. Now, we've actually got some pretty cool stuff in creative today. Before we get into creative mode, there's some really cool stuff they added into LEGO Creative, which I want to show you first. So look here, go to LEGO content, and you're going to go to prefabs. You're going to see a new prefab. And if you go to galleries, you're going to see a whole bunch of new Christmas galleries. I'm just going to throw these out real quick. We're going to take a look at them. So first, here's the new little house. I mean, the house looks awesome. Very cool. Now, they also added some stuff in UEFN. I'm going to show you in just a minute. Oh, dude, this is so cool. Look at that, like, dinosaur. I love the Santa painting. And there's a reindeer. This is so cool. Okay, this is a cool house. We got a bedroom, a tiny bedroom here. 3 stories, though. We've got an attic and everything. All right, let's bust out of here. Man, I love the Lego stuff. Okay, there we go. We're getting out to go look at the actual galleries. Holy cow. Look at all these, like, characters. We got a gingerbread man, a deer, a fox, all these cool, like, winter seals. Oh my gosh, look at this little penguin and a snowman. Man, this is cool. These are all just individual pieces that are really easy to place down. Very nice. I love this robot. Okay, and then over here we have these really cool, like, pipe systems for like a factory. Oh wow, look at all this cool stuff back here. All of these awesome factory pieces, which I'm going to show you once again in UEFN in just a minute. Got these awesome winter trees with all the really cool, like, presents. We got candy canes. I mean, just imagine making a like a candy cane forest here. Run through and, you know, chop down the candy canes. There's a North Pole. Okay, yeah, this is just absolutely awesome. You even have a Christmas tree with lights on it and an igloo. What the heck? This is awesome. And then here's more of these props. There's that dinosaur we saw earlier. There's a cool little, like, spaceship. Oh, that's actually awesome. A little boat. Man, this gallery is really cool. Here's all these pictures back here. And then we actually have the pieces so you can build like a log cabin or whatever you want. So really cool pieces here. Now in UEFN, they actually added a Santa's Toy Factory island template. So I'm just going to open this and show you how cool this is. And then when you load in, you're going to see all of this stuff here. So you can kind of see some of these galleries that they've pieced together into these, like, factory pieces. But what's cooler is that they've given us a ton of verse devices that you can go in and edit to make your own, really, like a tycoon game. So you can make a Santa's factory or something using all this stuff that's already been made. So, like, let's just take a look, and you can see here they even have instructions like these devices handle the factory, and you can click on the different devices and you can see, oh, here's how fast the belt goes, etc. So this is really cool. And along with this, there's a whole post on the creative portal where it says everything that they've built. Like, there's even persistence saving player data between sessions. That's awesome. Now there's a whole bunch of other things here, like tutorials on, like, here's how you can create a candy cane regrowth time or whatever, right? There's a lot of different things on here that are really cool. So I encourage you guys to drop in here, make a Lego Christmas map. I think it's awesome. Okay, back to creative. A couple of small updates. One with the changing booth. If you go into the settings now, you're gonna see remove all players. So you can actually remove players out of the changing booth if they are in there, which I've had problems like this in other maps where people are in a booth when an event happens or something and they miss it. I'm just curious, what does it look like when you force someone out of this? So I'm gonna connect this to a trigger here, make it so when I stand on it, it'll eject whoever's in there. And I've got Ketchup Plays here to help me out with this. All right, so Ketchup Plays is gonna jump into the booth, and now I'm gonna eject him out. Let's see what happens. So when I stand on this, whoa, oh, it just forces him to come out. Oh wow, that's cool. Man, I want to test this with like 100 players, but I don't have 100 players right now. I think that'd be hilarious to see, like 100 people coming out of the door at once. But I actually really like that change. I think that's a really good thing to force players out of the booth. They've made a change to the orbit camera device. So if you come up to the settings, you're gonna see a new one called clamping horizontal mode. So basically how this works is if you turn it on, you can change the degrees of how far someone can look with their camera. So if I change this to 45 degrees and then I hit start, start, you'll see now in this camera mode, I can only turn left and right 45 degrees. Like it stops my my reticle from going any farther. Here, I'm just gonna change the distance of the camera so you can see this just a little better. But like you can see now I can only go certain directions horizontally. Now you can also do this vertically, where now I can only look up and down a certain distance as well. This is a really cool change just to give you more control over what the player can and cannot do using this orbital camera. Now be careful, because I mean I cannot like even like turn left, so I'm kind of forced to always be looking in this direction. But right now it's connected to the player versus I can change it to where the world is, so it's always looking in the direction that I want them to in the world versus where the player's facing. One problem I have noticed is that it's kind of broken when you're trying to turn it off. Like even I'm deleting this and I cannot look up now. It's like broken once I've tried like tested it. So be careful when you're using it, because I am locked in horizontally. I cannot look up or down. The only way to get out of it is by leaving and returning to lobby and resetting the game. So that kind of stinks. All right, next we finally got some chapter 5 galleries in Fortnite. We got the Megalodon ship, which I can't wait to throw that out. There's also new chapter 5 terrain pieces. Oh my gosh, I just placed down the Megalodon prefab and it almost exploded my computer. It's so big. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. But I mean, this looks fantastic. Look at the lighting here. This is cool. I'm excited to actually look through the galleries. It just looks so freaking cool. Okay, here's all the walls. Like, I feel like if this were pre-UEFN, I would be so jazzed about all of these galleries. Oh, that was awesome, because I'd be using them in all of my builds. Oh man, I love these spikes. The spikes are awesome. And of course the round pieces. This gallery here is actually massive, and these cool like ship parts, man. I love it. But the whole new floor gallery, and this is one of the prop galleries. There is a second one. Oh cool, look at this toolbox. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in this. Love these like smashed cars and this like crane thing. Really awesome. Let's go look at the second gallery. Let's see if there's anything like super interesting. Let's see, anything else that just is really standing out to me. I mean, oh, that's cool. This has like a sound effect on it as well. I think some of these like symbols and logos and stuff in the back are cool, but nothing too crazy. So awesome galleries there. Let's look at the landscape ones. So this is the underworld landscape, which has the really cool underworld like trees and the rock formations. I mean, some of this is actually really decent. I always love new terrain, because even with the terrain tools in UEFN, you still don't get some of the cool stuff like this that is specifically made to make, I don't know, like a really cool mountainous looking region when you place these together. So there's still really cool stuff you can do in creative using these kind of pieces. This is the restored reels landscape gallery, which has some new trees in it. Really, I'm interested in some of these like vegetations that are around, because it's always nice to have different vegetation options. Like there's these cool flowers. This is the rocky desert new pieces, which I mean, these look very similar to some of the other ones we've had in the past. So some really cool stuff there. Also new vegetation for this area, like really cool trees. Man, these trees are actually really legit. And then finally we got the desert pieces over here, which look very similar to what we already have, just a little bit of a different shade of color. So in the end, we actually got lots today in creative mode. Excited to see what you guys do with it.